William Whalen here for GetMoreSports.com. Every year, the transfer list in the offseason for college basketball grows and grows. Over 650 names on it for the 2015-2016 season. And there are three programs in particular that have done a better job than everybody else, at least this season, in cultivating talent off of that list and convincing them to help their program. Let's start with the Louisville Cardinals and head coach Rick Pitino. Two of the best transfers on the market were available, and they got him. Trey Lewis coming out of Cleveland State, and then the number one overall transfer, of course, was Damian Lee coming from Drexel. You have two high-quality scorers. Of course, Lee over 21 points per game, Lewis over 16 points per game. Lewis put 25 on Louisville last year. Rick Pitino is very familiar with him. These guys will give the Cardinal a big-time boost on the perimeter, which they needed. When you lose the kind of talent that Louisville did from last year's group, both mid-season with Chris Jones being kicked off the team, and of course Terry Rozier requesting to leave school and going into the NBA, those are big losses for your offensive standpoint. However, bringing those two transfers in, Lee and Lewis, should help Quentin Snyder have some scores on the perimeter, and Louisville will always have guys on the interior who can rebound, block shots, and step out to the elbow to knock down a jumper as well. Now let's look at UConn, who gets the second best transfer on the market, Sterling Gibbs from Seton Hall, over 16 points per game. Big time grab for them. They also added Sean Miller from Cornell, over 16 points, over 8 rebounds per game. A really athletic swing forward, can knock down shots from outside, can bang in the paint a little bit. I don't expect that he'll be banging too hard with Big East bigs, but he's a guy who can certainly step out and open up the UConn offense, space the floor, and allow Sterling Gibbs to go to work off of the dribble, allow a guy like Daniel Hamilton to operate in the mid-range like he can so well. And then I would look at Maryland, adding Rashid Suleiman, a big-time get for them, who rounds out their starting five, gives them maybe the best starting five in the country. A couple other names out there that are big-time additions for their schools. I certainly look at Dylan Ennis, the shooting guard / point guard from Villanova, going to Oregon. He'll probably solidify their point guard role for next season. Really a big-time key for them. And then, as always, there are transfers that are getting eligible this season that transferred last year that everybody needs to keep an eye out. The college transfer market is always so fun to keep an eye on, but those are my top three schools in terms of who won and who got the best out of this year's available crop.